Hi you guys, thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I really appreciate your time taken. Before I get started with this week's video, I urge you to subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell icon somewhere there below so that you can be the first to receive personal development, counseling and coaching inspirational videos that I upload often. This week's topic is about the human condition of suffering and struggle and torment. If you look around you of late, people are literally struggling, suffering. And it's not that there is so much going on. It's not that there are, okay, yeah, I understand that there is a lot of negativity and uncertainty that is going on. But the world literally is not as bad as it could be, okay? But then people are really suffering. And how do you know? Because people are angrier, people don't have patience, people don't respect anyone. Look at our teenagers. Look at our teenagers. There is short-term gratification. People want it now, now, now. There are road rages, kids killing each other, parents killing their children, mothers strangling their kids. People are literally struggling. People are suffering. The human condition has really caught up with us. And I know if you're watching this video, then you are suffering. I'm suffering. Everyone is suffering. But how do we really combat this suffering, this inner suffering? Because apparently, if you realize, it's not what really happens to us, it's how we interpret it. It's the meaning that we give to the things that happen to us that will determine how the degree of struggle, suffering that we go through. Now, the question is, why? What is the root cause of all this suffering and struggle? The root cause, as you already know, is fear. Fear is I think it's the biggest, most troublesome, cumbersome, poisonous human condition. Fear will literally hold you captive, and fear will retard your decision making. Fear will hold you from making friends. Fear will hold you back from moving, taking action. Fear will hold you back from getting out of that abusive relationship. Fear will hold you into a job that is literally killing you. It's fear that will hinder you and shadow you from saying your truth. The fear of judgment, you see, the fear that you're not good enough, the fear of not being perfect. Fear, fear, fear. That fear energy has been used by religious people and politicians and all other sorts of leaders to hold us captive and then, roll us and direct us to do as we please. Fear has been used as an inspirational factor. We use, even businesses use it to instill that sort of mentality that, if you don't buy this right now, guess what? Oh, it's going to go out of stock. Oh, this is sale. It's a sale right now. You got to make a decision right now or you won't get the sale tomorrow. So fear has been used over and over again to inspire our actions. Now, there is good fear. The fear that, oh, Lord, if I don't go to the gym, I'm going to be so big and I'm going to break. My heart is going to burst. There is that fear that if I don't take action right now, I'm going to be broke for the rest of my life. That is good fear. Or the fear that inspires you to run for dear life when you see a lion coming behind you, okay? Okay, that's good fear. Now, the fear I'm talking about is this fear that literally holds you captive and tells you all sorts of lies. You're too tall, too thin, too big, too old, too young, too blonde, too black. No, you're too white. No, don't do it. That fear that comes up with all sorts of lies, uses all sorts of tools to make sure that you don't move forward. That fear energy is absolutely powerful and we should not underestimate it. Now, how do we overcome this fear? What can we do to take our power back? Actually, not take our power back. We always have our power, but there are all these layers of lies that keep us away from our power. Now, what can we do to ward off these fear energies and all the programmings that instill a lot of fear in our brain, and then move forward, progressing towards achieving our brains? What can we do? Step number one is to recognize that Yes, you're afraid that there is fear, and fear is powerful. Once you recognize it and understand it, it ceases to hold you captive. Anything you recognize and understand, it ceases to hold you captive. So it's important for you to understand and recognize that fear is not a joke. It actually exists. And then the second point is to know that don't underestimate the fear portals. Don't underestimate the programming from television. Don't underestimate the intentions of the movie industry. Don't underestimate the internet and all the negative news. Don't underestimate the objectives behind these programmings. Every program, especially the negative news, Facebook, whatever, there are prompters hidden to make you so afraid that you make unconscious decisions. You end up buying when you don't want. You end up hitting someone and going to jail. You end up doing things without consciously thinking about them. There are codes and prompters and subliminals that are hidden in all advertisements. Fear prompters, okay, that inspire you to make decisions that you didn't want to do. There are prompters. Don't underestimate that television. Don't underestimate the impact of the news on you. I have so many friends who are like, oh, don't you want to know what's going on? No, I don't want to know any more bad news. Oh, but how will you protect yourself? I'm protected, okay? If you prepare for danger, danger is going to come. So do not underestimate the impact of the negative news. Okay, so tip number 3 is act in spite of fear. Act in spite of doubt. Act in spite of that voice. Fear has tools. Fear is a manufacturer of tools. It will use tools that are going to whisper in your mind and tell you, you go to the gym every day, but guess what? You're still gaining a lot of weight. Oh, look at you. Wow, you're so old. Look at your face. Oh my God, all those wrinkles. Don't even record that video, okay? Oh, look at you. You're too tall. Don't listen to those voices that literally are tools of fear. Ward them off. Remember that you're not your mind. You are more than your mind. So you can always tell your mind to shut up. As a matter of fact, become uninterested in anything that your mind is telling you that is not making you feel good. If your mind is telling you things that are retarding you in front of progressing you, become uninterested. Turn your interest, focus your interest on something else. Then tip number 4, I think, do not fight with the fear. You don't have its tools, no. Don't focus on the fear, focus on what you want religiously. Fear is going to be present all the time. It's going to manufacture tools, mental and emotional tools all the time. Fear is going to tell you, why are you even embarking on that project? Remember, the other project failed. Fear is going to tell you stuff like, how can you even come up with that product? Everyone coming up with products right now is failing. Why are you even going to get people to buy from you? I have clients who say, I don't even want to go there because everyone is doing what I want to do. No one is doing what you want to do. Everyone, we are all unique, and our uniqueness is our power. So don't let fear lie to you. Become uninterested. Watch it, understand it, so this is blah, 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 blah. And then focus on what you want religiously, regardless of how afraid you are. Now, in a nutshell, I hope I can remember the tips as I told them to you. Number 1, recognize fear, understand it. Number 2, don't underestimate the portals of fear, the negative programming like negative news, internet, Facebook, the television. Don't underestimate this negative programming. It's really intended to make you so afraid. Number 3, I think, don't fight the fear because you don't have its tools. You're not of its kind. You can control your mind, become uninterested in what it's telling you, and focus on what you want. And I think I gave you a 4th one, but if I didn't, I'll give you the 4th one. The 4th one is, I think, act in spite of fear. Act in spite of those voices. Just keep moving forward. Make those decisions in spite of fear, because at the end of the day, you realize that it was lying to you. Fear is always lying to us. It will tell you, don't. You're going to fail. It lies. Fear is a liar. Just Go for it, regardless. Know that fear is a liar and you are above and beyond this fear. Okay? So thank you so much once again for clicking on my video. I hope you enjoyed my talk this morning. I encourage you to subscribe to my video for obvious reasons, and I will catch you soon. In the interim, have a great week ahead, and I'm sending God's love and light. Bye for now.